Not knowing your tastes, Your Holiness, we took a liberty of preparing a little of everything.
Didn't anyone tell you I don't eat much? Hardly anything, in fact. All I have in the morning is a Cherry Coke Zero.
Don't worry, he plugs Cherry Coke Zero 3 times in this one scene. If you've been following me on social media, you've probably seen me scream my head clean off over the HBO miniseries The Young Pope. So you might be thinking, this must be the best written, best acted show ever made. No. In that case, you might be thinking, so it's incredibly easy to laugh at and it's absolutely dreadful. Not really. There's some sort of brilliance with The Young Pope that hasn't been talked about that much. There's takes about the young Pope being about a Donald Trump figure becoming the Pope, which are interesting and also complete garbage that miss a lot of the other characters and subplots of the show. There's takes that the young Pope has an incredibly silly premise, literally that the Pope is young, and can't be as good as the jokes about it, and there's some truth to those. Actually a lot of truth to those, I love those jokes, but it can get way sillier than what's shown in the trailers. And there's a take that it's just House of Cards of the Vatican, but you can actually sit through an episode of the young Pope without wanting to quit midway through. Besides that, there really isn't anything being said about this show, and it's unfortunate. There's a lot to enjoy about this show outside of the pilot episode, whether it's characters you want to convert into a 24/7 hugging machine, or the melodrama that flows out of every episode, and is yet still fun to watch. Also, back to me for a second. I really want to commend myself because I'm dressed for the occasion, as you can see with my white shirt and my Bible, I think this is. But yeah, I'm the Pope now. So what even is this show? To start, The Young Pope takes place sometime in the near future. Actually, it's referenced as being in the 2030s. I don't know why they didn't just outright mention it. William Belardo, an American archbishop that is super young, is elected during a papal conclave and becomes Pope Pius XIII. This is weird because, wow, he's so young! But actually, it's discovered that this pope that was supposed to be easy to influence by Vatican elites actually has very strong conservative views and basically wants an incredibly strict church. So he has old values like an old pope would! But he's an orphan and can act like a child at times though. So he really is a young pope! What? And does the viewer learn this over the course of the miniseries? Nope, he's basically figured out by episode 2. I'm not kidding when I say this show is really blunt about its delivery. The whole show centers around the idea of a pope being really young, but also old, but also young, and also really into obliterating people with words. Also, baby pyramids are involved. And
Cherry Coke Zero.
That's about it. But there's also more to it? It's true. For as much as I criticize The Young Pope, it's an absurd show that's fun to keep up with throughout the entire series. This is mainly because it's basically oblivious to normal American TV conventions. For example, if something impossible happens in an American show, there would be a big reveal later on in the show about how minor characters pulled strings to make the event occur without anyone knowing about the conspiracy behind it. But Young Pope was made in Italy by Sky Atlantic, and if an impossible thing happens, it just happens. It tells the viewer, yes, this happened. No, it wasn't because of something else. This character is actually a literal saint. Also, there's one arc involving a supporting character that could have acted as a TV movie that might have been more interesting and possibly better than The Young Pope, but instead it's contained in a 1-hour-long episode. The storytelling decision to do that is mind-boggling, but it's still the best episode in the series. Trust me, you questioning how the show is progressing happens a lot, and it's either genius or buffoonery on the part of director Paulo Sorrentino. And that's not to mention the beautiful cinematography by Luca Bigazzi, or the real emotional ups and downs in this series. I came into the show wanting to laugh at it. Now I want to laugh at it and cry with it? If that makes sense? I don't really want to give The Young Pope a numerical score or a grade with this review, because I don't think it reflects how I feel about it. All I can recommend is you watch it and not take it as seriously as any other HBO drama series. It's definitely campy, but there's serious moments that you'll be struck by, and characters you'll come to admire, not to mention how fun the absurd parts get. It will definitely make you feel a lot of conflicting emotions, but it's worth diving into the 10-episode miniseries. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I don't know if this is going to become a series. I guess if it would be something about, like, shows with terrible premises, but maybe are good. Also, I don't know if this is the start of an extended episode-by-episode review of The Young Pope, because if that was, that video would be 30 minutes long minimum. I do not have the time to do that considering I'm graduating in about a month. But until any of that happens, thanks for watching, and yeah, go watch The Young Pope. It's pretty good. Oh, man, that's terrible. Papal you have terrible taste.